to talk about deprivation because until carnivore, every weight loss attempt, which to be clear was never a heal our bodies with the right foods, it was always the next diet to get ourselves to not be so fat.
Which would in turn make us better.
Which we thought would then fix all our problems. I mean, it made sense, right? You just, as long as you weigh less, you're fine. Anyway, they always included an element of deprivation. In fact, Tom was infamous for saying...
I was infamous for triggering you by saying
For
that.
triggering me by using the word deprivation whenever we talked about...
And then you were like flipping out.
I was so mad because after
Just gotta eat less and
move more.
Right? Right.
So I decided at some point that I was just going to have to be fat because I was unwilling to deprive myself. We had this conversation multiple times. I was not going to deprive.
Maybe a couple.
Maybe a couple.
Maybe a couple.
I was not going to deprive myself anymore. Okay. Bottom line, I was done. I just thought if this is what life is, I have the choice of depriving myself and being thin or eating to satiety and being fat. I guess I'm just going to eat and at least feel full sometimes because I would say the most restrictive diet that we ever did together was HCG.
Yeah.
And that was like 500 calories a day, and you took these shots or sublingual drops.
Mm-hmm.
And we both lost a lot of weight, and it was no fat, and it was like lean chicken breast, and like I feel like we had an apple here and there. Yeah.
I don't remember the apple, but it was.
I seem to remember the apple.
I just remember having zucchini and chicken breast.
And what was your favorite thing when we would fall off the wagon and restart? What was your favorite thing?
Crap seed pancakes is what we call them. They were flaxseed pancakes. So crap seed appropriately.
No, but in between, when we'd actually fall off and then decide to restart, there was like a gorge day.
Oh, yeah.
Beforehand. That
it was
like
3 gorge days.
It was priming. It was the original priming.
Well,
anyway,
I don't know if it's the original.
Back
it was
to
HCG primer.
It was HCG priming.
HCG
and we would just go buy all the crap in the world and just eat it all at once. Oh my God, it was so terrible. So
boxes of donuts.
Yeah.
They tasted good.
Pudding,
for a little bit.
the vanilla pudding, the like 2-gallon
tapioca
combo size. Oh yeah, tapioca pudding. And we would just eat it with like big spoons, big mouths. Oh my God, we were...
Had to be plastic.
What is that called?
Me.
Gluttons. We were gluttons. Okay, so deprivation felt like the answer to our gluttony. Like you have to go to the other extreme to balance
you were
it
say
out.
The Antichrist.
That gluttony is the Antichrist?
No, deprivation.
Oh, it is. That's what I meant to say. Did I not say that? Clearly? Clearly. So,
only I would mention when you deprive ourselves.
You were gutsy. Why? Did you? Like,
I stepped into
I
that
had these
a lot.
big red buttons that say "Do not push," and then here you come, rebel that you are, and you're just like, ah, and you're like, eventually you won't care. I never didn't care.
No,
Guess who was right? Me. We don't have to deprive ourselves.
Mm-mm.
I was right. I won. Can you say it?
You win. It happens occasionally.
He's not like that. He does admit when he's wrong.
I don't give a shit.
So, but hey, here's the point of all of this. I think that carnivore is working so well for us because we don't have to deprive ourselves. It's not based on what we can't do, what we're not allowed to do, or waiting until the next time we can have a little something, a little treat to reward ourselves or keep ourselves going.
It is definitely different when, I don't know, there was a post in a Facebook group and this guy's son is doing it, he's 22 and he's not eating enough, and the dad was like, can you guys please post some pictures so I can show my son what you guys are eating? And so I don't know, I posted pictures and then told what it was a day that I ate 2 big fillets, and I think I had a couple smash burgers and 6 eggs and
probably some bacon.
A pound of bacon and like 4 kielbasa. So I don't know, I probably had 7,000-8,000 calories, but no sugar and no carbs. And, you know, I'm losing weight, and I'm, you know, filling my body up with good stuff, good fuel. I'm not putting diesel in a rocket. So it is weird. So I was satisfied, and I don't know what, that day I was just hungry, so I just ate. So there's been a lot of days that, our dog is whining. Hey, chill out, bro.
So we try to. So we're basically learning to eat intuitively is what's happening.
Yeah. So
there's days we're not that hungry. Maybe he'll only eat one meal, or I'll only eat one meal. We just kind of flow with it.
Well, this morning you were going to eat breakfast and I wasn't. And then you're like, "Oh, you want some breakfast?" I'm like, So I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, well, I was working out of town, didn't want to deal with lunch, and I thought.
So you did end up eating, right?
Yeah. So not a lot.
Yeah.
But. And I thought, I think I had 4 eggs and 3 sausage, and I think that was it.
Yeah.
But I was satisfied, and I could have passed it. Could have taken a pass on eating it, but it just made sense. So I'm trying to do it. Does it make sense? And then there's times that you of course you plan differently and you stick with the plan. Where well, I was going to do an OMAD today, so I'm just going to stick with it.
Right.
But honestly, if I was hungry, I'm not going to deprive myself, because
if we're truly hungry, because that's what we're learning too, the difference between like cravey or stress hunger versus like real hunger.
Yeah. So like tonight for dinner, had a 20-ounce steak and half a pound of bacon. Yeah. So I think that's probably all it's going to be. I mean, that was an hour ago. I don't think I'll eat any more. Probably not.
That's the other thing. Like, we don't snack.
Yeah, the snack.
Naturally. We didn't force ourselves. And snacking was so on brand for us.
Oh, gosh.
That's what I was like, our entire brand, like what people have always known us for, always with the snacks, always with the snack runs, always with all the junky food. Like, come to our house, we're going to have tons of
tacos,
snacks.
Tequila, and dessert.
And tons of dessert. So to be in a place where we are both getting healthier, losing weight naturally and effectively and permanently, and not feeling deprived, I think that's why this is so easy to stay on, because we feel so good and we feel so nourished.
It has been for us for almost 4 months.
Yeah.
And I know people struggle.
Right.
So I don't want to diminish that in any way, but
we're talking about our experience.
I know. Yeah. And it hasn't been hard. There hasn't been a moment where
There's not a moment where I've been like, let's go back to how we used to do.
There was one time, and it was a decision. Day 2, I got that I started. I got poisoned by some stuff that I tried a supplement.
A plant-based.
Well, but it was supposed to be, what was it? Energy, heart health, something. And I had taken it once before. Was that the once? Yeah, I had taken it once before, and I hadn't put it together yet that was what had happened.
Right, that's why you took it.
That's why I took it the second time. Duh. Anyway, but I took it and I went, about a half hour later, I realized the same symptoms, and it was
like food poisoning. It was like a severe food poisoning.
If I took it again, it after a third time, it would put me in the hospital probably. It was bad. The throwing up for hours and out the other end for hours, like 20 hours. And that next day, me and my daughter went to go have some breakfast. And it was I think it was day 2, and I'm like, am I carnivore? And when I'm like that, I would usually get some pancakes or a waffle and some sort of comfort.
Yeah, to make
and
him
something
feel better.
That would feel like it would calm my stomach. And so we were sitting at the restaurant. So I didn't order a waffle or pancakes, but she had a waffle, and she's like, "Do you want some? Or are you gonna? What's your thoughts?" Because I talked through this with her, and I'm like, I'm gonna stick it out. I'm not gonna do it. And that was when I knew I was on the right path as far as just a choice and a decision that had been made. So
it's
that
like
was,
some
and that
part
was the
of you
only time,
must
but
have
there was
known
some.
this
Yeah,
was going to
like
be good, because that was too early to feel better.
Day
yet.
2, it'd have been like,
Usually, yeah. This was just the right time for
timing.
us. It really was. So
But that was it. Other than that, there hasn't been any temptations. What if I had or
I haven't been dreaming of anything except beef.
I mean, I looked at
I'm like
yeah,
so into beef
ribeye.
right now.
Oh my god.
Oh God, we had never. He's 56. I'm 49. We had never, either one of us had a ribeye our entire lives until like a week and a half ago.
I always got fillets. I thought that was.
We thought that
the
was
shit.
we were so, what is that, meat ignorant?
Yeah.
I think we were just ignorant. We
Well,
didn't
it was
know.
good. I've had just always eaten great fillets, but
Right, but ribeye is like
that's a whole nother thing.
So now there's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we wanted to talk about, is like the idea that you could literally get healthy, reach ideal weight, heal all these underlying issues, the get healthy part, without having to deprive yourself. I think that is magic. And that is why I know that this is a long-term solution for us that we are planning on just following for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, as far as the eating and the deprivation. Like tonight, I was really hungry, and if I was still hungry, I could have had another 20-ounce steak if I so wanted to, and it would be positive for my health,
right?
And wouldn't affect my weight. I mean, I know calories, do have an impact at times, but
if you're hungry, it's because your body wants it.
Well, even if if there is any emotional aspect to it to satisfy something, you're still putting rocket fuel in your body as
like
opposed to
emotional
diesel.
Support bacon.
Emotional support bacon. I like emotional support steak more than.
Yes, it does support the very best. Yeah,
but
so
it is pretty weird, to say the least.
It's weird and wonderful. And even though there's a part of me that still struggles to accept that it's real, 3 months in, 3+ months in, I'm getting there. I'm getting there, and I appreciate it, and I love it.
I don't struggle that it's real. I am shocked.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked.
We don't have to deprive ourselves, and you don't either.